All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our YouTube channel. This is Candid Conversations with me, Chris and Caroline. So first of all, we would just like to thank all the people that subscribe to our channel. I'm checking, we have a lot of feedback from you guys. If you just can take time and read some of your comments. For instance, Jack Mutinda says, still looking for the best way to react to this. Can't wait to see more of this. So Jack, thank you so much for the comment. We'll be, of course, trying to, as much as we can, keep, of course, having this content up for you. And then Martha Karungari said, really love this. Can you please address the issue of girls brought up without dads? For single mom with no father figure around. Can you mention something on that, Caroline, before I maybe proceed with the rest of the comments?
Thank you, Martha, for your comments.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
What I'd say about that, mostly the girls that have been brought up without dads, because of seeing their mother work so hard to provide for them, and we've been brought up knowing that men are the ones who are the providers for the family. Most of these women grow up very strong and very hardworking. But the problem comes when they start dating and this guy wants to do something for them. You'll find that these women, they do not know how to take gifts, they do not know how to be taken care of by guys, by men, whether it's genuine or not, and you can't blame them because they did not grow up seeing that being done to their mother. And as we grow up as kids, we learn by observation. So when they grow up, you'd find that some may have a lot of trust issues with men. And I think what I'd say to the ladies, it's good that you be patient with yourself because you did not see this. So it will take you time to appreciate that actually there's a man who's not my father, who's not my brother, who's not my uncle, that would like to take care of me, and there's nothing wrong with that. It will not demoralize you, or not demoralize, sorry, it will not make you devalue you because there's a man who's taking care of you. It's only that you've learned to take care of yourself. You know that women take care of their own the whole time. So in terms of relationship, I think they may have trust issues, they may have issues submitting.
Sure.
Yeah, and they may have even issues, accepting help.
Like that kind of vibe that I'm here to take care of you, I'm here to do these things for you, and you don't have nothing to worry about. I like that. That's the first time I've had that analogy, and it's quite interesting that how we view our relationships, without having the aspect of understanding that there's these other external factors that, play a big role in how we relate with other people and how we even view ourselves. So yeah, to the single ladies out there and the ones that have no dads, like Caroline has said, just be more patient with yourself. Take time to understand some of these things and, look at your history so that it helps you to guide you for the future. I think that's good. Thank you for that comment. And let me just quickly also look at some of the other comments because we appreciate you guys so much. So we really need your feedback. The rest is, I'm not seeing questions, but I'm seeing comments. There is Anthony N. He says, big up Chris and Carol. Let's talk candidly out. We're loving this all the way from SA while lockdown, aka COVID-19. Oh, that's amazing. All the way from South Africa, we appreciate you so much. Thank you for tuning in, of course, to our channel. There's this question he's saying though, he's suggesting talk, is being a house dad possible in 2020? Any thoughts on that before I mention something?
I think it's possible. And I don't know from what angle to answer this because we have people who work online nowadays. So he might be a house dad, but he's working from home. So I think people are more dynamic nowadays. Women are more open open-minded,
Sure.
men are also more open-minded.
Absolutely.
So I think it's possible to be a house dad, but this goes down to how you relate with your inner self first, how you view yourself, and how you respect each other with your spouse. Because in a case where your spouse goes to work every day, she's a woman, and the society knows the man goes for bread every day.
Sure.
So you're at home, you're helping with the kids if you have any, or if you don't have kids, you're helping with maybe cooking, some chores here and there. It may not be, especially Africans, may be a bit questionable here and there, but I think the most important thing is, as a man, how is your self-concept? If you believe in yourself and what you're doing, and you do not have, it does not lower your esteem and does not mess with how you view yourself and how your relationship is with your spouse, I think it's possible. It can work out.
Amazing. On that, I would say, most guys nowadays, things are changing. Jobs no longer have to be done remotely, even from, specific locations like we're used to. Even as Anthony has commented, he's in lockdown on COVID-19. So things that are happening right now is that we have to stay home. We have to work from home. So that analogy in itself, hopefully when we overcome this virus, some of these things might even go on. Some companies might choose to, decide that, hey, we saw from the way things were that we can actually pull this off. So things are changing. So I believe working from home is good, and the benefits that come with it, honestly, you will be getting time to chill with your family more. You'll get to engage with your children. You'll get to, help your lady out with the cooking and the various activities at home. So working from home is a good thing. Gone are those days when dads used to just show up during supper time and leave early in the morning, and we never get to see them. So, like Caroline has mentioned, the online jobs are there, things are happening. You could be a designer, you just work from home. So yeah, embrace these things. This goes out to, of course, the gents out there. Embrace the changes that are coming in. Don't be too rigid about it. All right. So let me just go back to the comments and just read what is remaining. There's something interesting here, actually, Carol, that says, Carol, is those real dreadlocks? We love them here. That is the same guy, Anthony, from South Africa.
Thank you.
Amependa yo nywele. Thank you so much for that, Anthony. All right, let's see. What else do we have here? Waiting for more Carol. Lovely. That is someone called Caroline Wambui. Elvis Angira says, this is educating. Keep up with the good work. Thank you, Elvis. Richie Moa says, big time Chris. Looking forward to watching more episodes. Thumbs up. Bunny KE says, loving this. Megan Ruthie says, I love this. Can't wait for part 2. Of course, this is part 2, so thank you for that. All right. Judith Wangari says, such an important conversation there. Watching you all the way from Finland. We are lucky to have platforms like these as everyone struggles to heal from childhood traumas. Looking forward for more content from you guys. Thank you so much, Judith. And we felt like that comment in itself speaks a lot, especially on the aspect of childhood traumas. And I'll just let Caroline to mention something a bit on that. Yeah, sure.
That's a deep comment. Because we are, most of the quotes will tell us, move forward, don't dwell on the past.
Yeah.
But whether we like it or not, we cannot escape our past, especially our traumas. And the only way to escape, and I'm saying it in quotes because you don't actually escape it, is by accepting it and moving past it, but in a healthy way. So, I believe all of us, we have had some experiences when we were younger that have affected how we view ourselves, how we view others, how we relate with ourselves, and how we relate with other people. For instance, maybe you grew up in a home where you had a drunkard father, there was a lot of fights, physical, emotional.
Domestic violence.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. So you don't heal from these things naturally. And if if you don't heal from them, they will come up in some aspects in your life. And it does not have to be romantic relationships only. It may come up in friendships, it may come up in workplaces, how you relate with other people. Because you can, for instance, the best way you knew things worked in your home was when your dad came, he's drunk, he shouts at your mom, he throws things at him, and when he does that, food is brought on the table.
Absolutely, things
immediately.
get done. Yeah.
Yeah, so you grow up knowing,
that's how things work.
That's how things work. I'm
Yeah.
supposed to yell, I'm supposed to be rude. Other people will cower, they'll be afraid. It will give them that fear. It will mess with their confidence and how. So akikuwa pale job and then the boss shouts at her or him, mess with their confidence. Because maybe when it happened, they would cover themselves in the blankets and cry and hide. So, as I said in the other episode, you cannot deal with these things today, tomorrow. No. But once these things are brought to your awareness and you realize that actually this thing has really affected me, you can either go back home and talk. If your parents or your caregivers are still alive or around, you can talk to them about it. If you cannot talk to them about it and you still need your closure, you can see a professional.
For sure.
Maybe a counselor, psychologist, a therapist, somebody in church. Any place that
could
you
be
feel,
a mentor as well.
Yeah. Any place you feel like you need to talk about it and get through it, so that it may stop hindering you from reaching your maximum potential.
Absolutely. You want to get to that point where you can freely converse some of the issues, some of these deep down issues, especially with the men. I feel like we usually hide a lot of stuff, thinking that, it's stronger when you have that inside, locked up somewhere where it's just you who sees that. But there's a beauty of just being vulnerable and exposing that because we're all human. We don't need to have pressures to act any type of way, but just understand that you need to, feel free to really expose and share with someone, a confidant, some of these things that you're going through, and you will be able to actually identify the root cause of some of the things that you're going through. So just to add on that to Caroline, there's that aspect of gender-based violence or abuse, sexual abuse at home. Sometimes, like for instance, I was talking to a friend. He was saying about how the uncle used to come over to the house, and the dad never felt like he could go to the dad about the issues, that he was going through. So when he went to the uncle was able to listen up to him and, express all those issues and, come out better. But on the aspect of sexual violence, which is a bit more tricky, maybe I would let Caroline talk about that. How best can you maybe help someone or someone who has gone through a traumatic experience like that in their childhood? It could be someone close to their family. Kuna wengine, mostly like men, wale mambo chonyako home, wao wali take advantage of them when they were not aware. I even saw that thread on Twitter some other time where guys were coming out saying, my maid walifanya this and that, and they have not felt comfortable ever since then, even in their relationships. So how do we best approach sexual-based violence?
I think that's a very wide topic, and then I can give a few pointers. You see, like when you say about somebody going to a confidant, not everyone is comfortable sharing their demons, sure, because they are demons and we should fight them. So for those people who are very closed up and they don't feel like they can trust anyone, even a professional, I would suggest journaling. You take a book,
write it down.
When you're having very dark days, you can write it down. You write the feelings. If you can draw, the better. You express whatever you feel on that piece of paper. This is just a suggestion, you can burn the paper afterwards, after venting and writing, because it helps you feel like you have destroyed that piece of you that was hurting you. Alternatively, you can journal and try and make it every so often. So after a while, after like 3 months, you look at them and you see the pattern, you see how you're progressing, if you're getting worse or if you're getting better. Also nowadays we have platforms where you can vent anonymously online. Mm-hmm. So there's a bot, you feed it, you talk about it, then you end your session. You'll not know who's on the other side. And when they introduce themselves, they use a username, you use a username as well.
Okay.
So at least that's a safe haven. It's a safe place where you feel like I can actually talk to a person about things I would not believe or ever want to talk to anyone about them. And we have people who are actually there for you in your circles.
Absolutely.
There's that one person you can talk to. And,
absolutely.
Empty your
thoughts,
your darkness,
and everything.
Yeah.
So from here, Chris and Caroline, we just want to tell you that we care. We feel like some of these issues need to be talked about more, and we want you guys to understand that you have someone close by. Identify that person. If you can't listen to what Caroline has said, some of these measures are there for you, and we're just hoping that you live a better life if you're someone who's gone through any traumatic experience when you're a child, so that you can become a better parent for your children in future, because your past cannot define who you're gonna be, because you can be whatever it is. So I think from that I would say that you guys are on your way to better lives and greater things. So just confront that thing. Don't ignore it like the way I see most people doing it. Don't go into drugs, because that's just gonna make it worse. Don't go into these extreme measures. Try confronting it. Look for strength, and you will overcome. Yeah, I think we've mentioned some of the things. But if there are any other queries or something else you felt like we needed to touch on a bit more, just of course go to the comment section, type something, let us know. What is it? What's up? Or maybe something you feel like we should be talking about more. Because our first episode was on daddy issues and relationships. Now we've gone a bit on, childhood experiences and the traumatic things that happened to us. And we just want to break it down a bit further. So if you have any questions for Caroline or for me or for us, just, let us know in the comments. What else do we have to say, Caroline?
Be safe, take care, wash your hands, sanitize.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
oh my God,
we need you guys. So
absolutely forgot that.
Stay safe.
Sanitize.
Stay at home if you can, and if you cannot, be careful.
Yeah, and put on those masks, take care of yourself, wash hands, social distancing, maintain that distance, keep vigilant, because we can get through this, and we will, but we have to do our best to flatten the curve. And of course, keep subscribing, like, share, click on the notification bell to get all our latest updates and all that. So more content is coming your way, and especially this quarantine time, we'll be trying our best to keep uploading more content for you guys.
Thank you
so much.